Welcome back. Transfer deadline day. Only 9 hours remaining until the Jan transfer window closes, and Manchester United have not yet managed to sign a striker up to now. Matthias Tel was the striker that Manchester United were looking forward to sign, but yesterday Bayern Munich rejected Manchester United offer of a loan move for Tail and also a buying option, which was going to be included in his contract, but Bayern Munich rejected that offer from Manchester United, and they wanted a permanent deal. Manchester United now seems unlikely that going to sign a striker. Seems like we're not going to sign a striker, and the Jan transfer window is going to close. Looking at our forward, it's going to be limited. Looking at Manchester United have taken Rashford and Anthony on loan. Anthony went on loan to Real Betis. Rashford went on loan yesterday to Aston Villa. So Manchester United are remaining with the Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, Amad Diallo, and Garnacho as they are forward. Four forwards, which to me is limited for Ruben Amorim. Manchester United did not manage to bring in replacements of those two forwards, which went away on loan. And I'm like, Manchester United are really not serious. We're not serious. We were never serious in this Jan transfer window. We started by just being interested in forwards. We started being interested in Colomwani from PSG, and he ended up ending to Juventus. Bayern rejected the Manchester United offer from Matthias. Matthias Tel is heading to Tottenham Hotspurs. Bayern rejected Manchester United offer for Matthias Tel yesterday, and now we are seeing Matthias Tel heading to Tottenham Hotspurs on loan. But Matthias Tel himself rejected Tottenham Hotspurs when Tottenham Hotspurs offered Bayern Munich £50 million for the player, but he rejected, and he only wanted to join Manchester United, and now it's like he's now heading to Tottenham Hotspurs. Seems like it doesn't kind of make sense. They're rejecting, the offer was rejected, and they didn't force him to go. But when Manchester United came in to get him on loan, they rejected that and they wanted a permanent offer. But Tottenham came in that permanent offer, but they rejected that. I think it's because Matthias didn't want to go. And now they're now taking tail to Tottenham Hotspurs. To me, doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make sense to me. But all in all, that's just it. Looking at also United, they were also showing some interest for Chelsea forward Christopher Nkunku, and you can now see also Nkunku is now staying at Chelsea, and Manchester United inquiry loan for Christian Nkunku yesterday also was rejected. It seems like Manchester United options have now been limited. United now have no options because Manchester United were, if they were unlikely to sign Matthias Tel, they were going to sign Christopher Nkunku or Leon Bailey of Aston Villa. Now that Nkunku is staying at Chelsea, the only option Manchester United can get is Leon Bailey of Aston Villa. So if United will try much harder before the window closes, they might get Leon Bailey, because look at our forward, we are limited with four forwards. Imagine if Amad Diallo gets injured, what will happen? Imagine if Rasmus Højlund get injured, what will happen? We will be limited going forward. We'll be limited because Amad Diallo plays as a right wing back, and Garnacho plays behind a striker. That means Garnacho will be playing behind a striker. Rasmus Højlund will starting, either Rasmus Højlund or Zax will starting, and one of them on the bench. And imagine if one of them get injured, and you can see you can see Amad Diallo and Garnacho are forwards who have the match pace going forward. I know we can play Bruno Fernandes and Kobe Mino behind behind the striker, but you can see they don't have that pace. The pace they don't have. You can see Amad Diallo and Garnacho are the players that if they come in the game, they will change the game for you. because of their pace. But now seems like Manchester United are not going to sign any forward. And it seems like Manchester United are reluctant. They don't have any pressure because after Matthias Tel, Bill was rejected. There are no any news or interest that were interested in a certain forward. The only interest I've seen on Twitter was is that Manchester United are interested in Douglas Luiz, and to me, it doesn't seem like it's something serious. It's either it's a rumor or it's just the interest situation that Manchester United are always being in. United had a whole month of finding in a striker to sign. You can see even our transfers, the players that we brought in, Patrick Dogu and Aiden Heaven. You see those players were brought in kind of last minutes, 3 days, 3 days until the Jan transfer window closes. That shows Manchester United were not always serious. The Jan transfer window, looking that we brought in a coach in the mid-season and we needed to back him with the good players, but United didn't do that. I think after Amorim saying that this might be the worst Manchester team in United history, I think it's after that is where Manchester United interest in Patrick Dorgu kind of increased, and they went ahead and got him. I think that was 3 days before. Now the John transfer window is going to close. That's where the interest became much strong, and the Lecce wanted 34 million pounds. You can see we ended up kind of even paying much higher fee for him because that's a player that United could have paid a fee of around 21, 25 million pounds, but we ended up paying 30 because of a pressure, because we want to make the last minute signings. And yeah, and also the players that I'll see are staying. You can see Casemiro, to me, it's a player that I expected to leave in the John transfer window, but it seems like he's staying. There were offers. It was being reported that the offer coming in from Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr, but it seems like the interest was not that concrete. They're also reporting that the MLS club that might be interested in Casemiro, but it seems like the interest also from MLS was not that concrete. You can now see Casemiro is staying, but Casemiro is a player that was supposed also to leave the John transfer window, but you can see him staying. Also, a player that is staying is Alejandro Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho is a player who also had offers from Napoli, 3 offers from Napoli, which were rejected: 38 million pounds, 40 million pounds, and the last one was 42 million pounds, which Napoli said that was the maximum fee that they're offering for Garnacho. And if Manchester United could lower the price, I think they will stand a chance. They will get him. But it seems like Manchester United did not want to sell him at a lower fee, looking that he's a gem, and the United wanted to get huge fee from him. So Garnacho is a player that you can see also, to me, is going to stay. Looking that we've already taken Anthony and Rashford on loan, and also taking Garnacho on loan, and we haven't bring in some replacement. Won't make any sense. We'll now be limited with our forwards. Will remain if Garnacho. Let's assume Napoli tries to come with something huge offer. United might consider letting him go, but something below that, United may not let him go. Look at that, we still want him in our depth. We only have 4 forwards, so letting Garnacho go will be limiting our forward. Also, you can see Chelsea also showed interest in Alejandro Garnacho. Up to now, they haven't made any bid, and we only remain with 9 hours until the Jan transfer window closes. So you can see, seems like Garnacho is going to stay. To me, Garnacho is going to stay. I always did say Garnacho will set Manchester United until the end of the season. Probably, maybe in the summer, where Manchester United might consider selling him, knowing that in the summer they will find the replacement. But for now, the Jan transfer window, I don't see him going this Jan transfer window. Garnacho, to me, will staying. Another player that also seems like gonna stay also is Tyrell Malacia. Tyrell Malacia, last week Benfica, I think it was on Friday, probably last week on Friday, Benfica made an offer for Alejandro for Malacia, and Malacia also accepted to join Benfica, but the deal collapsed because Manchester United and Benfica could not agree on the loan fee. It's like Benfica wanted to bring something lower than what Manchester United wanted. So I think they ended up not agreeing, and so Malacia now is saying, and there were reports that Celtic are also showing interest that they want Terrell Malacia. So let's wait and see before the deadline day ends, before the January transfer window closes at 11 p.m. the UK time. Let's see if Malacia will leave or Malacia will stay. But I see things that Celtic interest to me, I don't see it much concrete because it doesn't have much kind of much seriousness. So I see Malacia as a player that will also stay at the end of the January transfer window. So I think the only you can see two players have gone out on loan, and United have brought in two players. The two players that have been brought in, they're not replacement for the ones that will go because those ones are outside defenders. Dogu is a left wing back. Aiden is a center back. So those ones are just those two players are brought in just to boost the depth of the squad, but not as a replacement. So United, let's wait and see until the deadline time. We never know. We never know. These are things during the transfer window, during the deadline day, even an hour to go, 30 minutes to go. You can't be surprised with any transfer. You can't be surprised. But Manchester United, after Matthias Tel, now going to John Tottenham, there's no rumors of Manchester United being linked to any forward. I have not heard. I think there's no rumors. So unless there's a surprise just coming, Manchester United will just surprise. But seems like Manchester United are reluctant. Also, I think they don't want to be in a situation where they will panic um, the deadline day and huge use a huge fee to buy a player. I think those are mistakes that they don't want to do because they don't want to find themselves in a panic situation where they will be spending much fee for a player. You can see what happened in the first zone that Rich and Hag came in, and we saw it in the summer transfer window with Anthony. United was supposed to pay. It was Anthony fee was almost 40 million, 40 million, but because Manchester United panic, the time was being limited, and United went ahead and pay a huge fee for Anthony, almost 85 million, almost 100 there for Anthony. I think does, and also so to the same with the Casemiro, the last minute Manchester United panicked and pay a huge fee. So that's why I think Manchester United don't want to find themselves in a situation where in this January transfer window where they will panic and make such mistakes of paying huge fee for a player who is not worth that fee. So I think let's just wait and see what will happen if Manchester United will buy a striker before the 9 hours of the January transfer window lapses. Do you think Manchester United will be able to sign in a striker before the Jan transfer window closes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Talk to you in the next one.